button, and then I say, yo, what up?
What's up, man?
Hey. Yeah, Todoroki too, huh?
Todoroki 2, the elevator pitch.
Love this guy. Hit me with the pitch. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go look at some cards on Ultra.
Stun him, smack him in the face, kill him, dead. Okay. Give me your momentum. I want to block on my turns. I want to block on my opponent's turns. Breaker them, and then use them on my turns. Smack them, pick them back up, do it again, and then make them hate their life with Searing Glacial Storm when they attempt to go to deadlock or overbuild me.
Makes sense to me. Makes total sense to me. Tell me about your attack lineup. What attacks have you found good? What attacks have you found wanting?
Dark Shadow Ruin is super good as a 10 damage move on turn 1 with stun 3. Mm-hmm. But normally I like to hit him with a giant ice wall first, right. Double stun, and then follow it up with a Dark Shadow Ruin, and then just kind of build out from there depending on what they got, because they're usually completely stunned by then, unless they're running resistance, of course. And then we try to do some other things like with Evil Gaze and pop off some things that stop our game. Half Out Ignition is always going to do a damage unless they got Wall Cleaning or Fate Shield, so I'm always going to be able to pick that up as a breaker move. Searing Glacial Storm is really the only wanting, but it's more of a utility card in this deck, I think.
Yeah. Full disclosure to everybody in chat, this is 95% the deck that I'm taking to Vegas. The deck that you're going to see later on stream that I'm just going to jam games on. Like this is so incredibly close to my list. So incredibly close. So I love the fact that we came to a lot of the same conclusions. There's a couple big differences that I want to talk about. I'm playing 2 more techs than you. I'm main boarding 1 more Searing. Maybe I want to play 1 more tech than you. Yeah, I think I'm main boarding 1 more Searing.
I did have it at 3. Yeah. You can see I pushed it down to the sideboard just because I was seeing it a little too much.
Fair.
On checks.
Okay.
Not necessarily in my hand, but on checks. And I'm finding that the locals that I play at, there's a lot of really, really good players, especially a lot of old head guys.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to let me just loop it and do it over and over again. So
right.
And I don't technically just want it to sit in my momentum either, but it is good to get it off once. Then your opponent's just like, well, he's got 6 foundations. How many do I really want to build? Because it's how many you want to give up at that point. So,
right.
But I definitely like the utility of that card. I think it is the absolute frigid heat wave of this set, and it's so under key played. People are just looking at it going, it's not really good. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, my entire Vegas experience will be one off of the back of this card. I will either win or lose by it. It is that game warping.
Right.
If on turn 5 I see 1 Searing Glacial Storm, I'm going to win the game.
Yeah.
It's like an anomaly. You have to be playing some very specific, very hard counters to not just lose to Searing Glacial Storm inside of Todoroki.
Right.
And so that's why I like it. I have it at a 3 of my main board, and I'm siding the 4th for those big wall decks. Your Void decks, your Cementos, your Momos, your decks are going to sit there and not want to play ball with you.
Correct.
I want to see this card as much as I can. I'd probably take an Ice Storm for it. But all in all, deck lineup is literally what I would play. Let me go ahead and just hit this button. Literally there were 3 foundations.
I'm down to change whatever, man. Like seriously, I'm down to change whatever.
Yeah.
And run it over and over and over again and see how it plays out.
So at the very worst, this is a 5 difficulty, 4 high for 8 with stun 4.
Yep.
That you toss a Go for the Win or a Sugar Rush power up or an Evil Gaze in order to
blows them out with the speed.
Push the stats through. Correct. Yep. Absolutely correct. These cards are actually insane. Dark Shadow Ruin is the biggest tech piece. I was playing it at a 2 of, and I've bumped it up to a 3, and I love holding them. They're so good. Dark Shadow Ruin,
Yeah.
Half Hot Ignition, Frigid Heat. Like, every single one of these cards is just money, 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 money. They're so good in this deck. There is not a single attack that I would love to see more, and that includes Health Flame Javelin, and that includes the Blue Flame Spiral. I don't love these cards in this deck. I get why they're there, but like it's fine. It's fine. Like hit me with Blue Flame. I'll pretend it's in the main board. Hit me with Blue Flame. Why Blue Flame? Just it's a 5 mid for 7.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just there just as a throw off attack, like, like something different that they didn't see in the first game or the first, game or two. If we're all the way on game 3, it's just a little something different. It can definitely go. I like it, but it's not the end all be all. I'm much more focused on keep everything ranged, keep Todoroki as live as possible. I don't even really like what's it called? The zero cost foundation, Stronger in Darkness, because I don't ever want them tapped sideways. Right. I want to pick up on their turn. I want to pick up on my turn. So, but the fire 0 diffs are terrible.
Yeah, they are. It's either this one or the Keen Observation, right? And at least with Stronger in Darkness, you get a little damage pump out of it. It feels really good to Stronger in Darkness. Like if you're playing double Dark Shadow Ruin in a turn, right? You Dark Shadow Ruin, and then you give it the speed, you give it the stun, or speed damage, stun, give it the damage, give it the stun them 3. It's a 6 high for 10, and then on your next move, you play it, you check your 5, you commit Todoroki, you now have Stronger Darkness. And the next card that I want to put in, which is Nervous Habit, pay 1 for +1 speed. This card is cracked in this deck.
I had it in, I took it out.
Yeah.
The same thing that I had in Keen Observations at first, and I was doing something a little different with Capture Evildoers and the 4-cost Bakugo card that deals them free damage. Just so I could get Keen off Exploding Pride.
Right. Yeah, that one.
Oh, you really want a momentum that bad? Okay, no problem. Especially against Ochako. Right. Like, because she loved them. So it's just a free 3 or 4 damage. Flip some Keens. Now it's 5, 6, 7 damage. Yeah. Just a way to actually use it versus just it's sitting there. Unless they got Evil Gaze, of course. And it's like, you can Evil Gaze. You're going to take another one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just trying to find different ways to choke out all the damage I possibly can. And then you don't even want to block Exploding Pride because you don't want to give up your momentum. So
right. Yeah.
And I want to take it from you in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, that's probably just like a better side option than Hellflame Javelin, but there it is.
The reason Hellflame Javelin is even there is because I like if they're breakering me a lot, I can play that, and if you block it now, you can't break her anymore.
Right.
So I can just kind of still push. But I do think it's a better option if Keen were to stay in the main board, which Keen is a better block slightly by 1, but it is what it is.
Right.
Stronger, I see the damage differences. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other on those two.
Yeah. Actions. You're playing a lot of actions.
Well, they're good actions.
Go for the win, double Evil Gaze.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Gaze is free speed, and then go ahead, I block it. I just get rid of whatever I don't like on your board, Yeah. Or I block it on my turn, Evil Gaze into an Ice Storm. I'm blowing something up, and your breaker, you get breaker 2'd. It's pretty decent. Go for the win. I use it more for the speed than I do for the foundations, but there are those rare cases when I just do need a +1 foundation. And Sugar Rush is just ridiculous. It's either plus speed, plus damage, or, do I want to get rid of your creepy?
Yeah. Yeah, this card is actually the main reason that I want to play Todoroki 2. I saw Todoroki 2 with Half Hot Ignition and then Sugar Rush, and it's like it's like a 6 mid for 11 on a 4 diff for pressing 1 button. Like, it's nuts. It's crazy how good this combination is.
Yeah,
this tactic is crazy good.
Yeah, I love making it slower just to give it more damage. Like, go ahead, block it. It's still going to deal you 1, and you lose a resource. Right. So,
Yeah, I think I'm actually playing more actions than you. I think I'm playing triple Go for the Win and triple Evil Gaze just because, like, I want to push my stuff through. You said the plus speed here is, like, hella important. People do math whenever they're committed out their 4, right? Like, I Giant Ice Wall or Searing Glacial Storm them. And then pump the stats, and then they've done just the perfect amount of math, and you just like slam this down. As well as with Dark Shadow Dark Shadow Ruin, you say your actions don't count, and now your go for the wins. It doesn't matter if they stay in the pool or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, as well as because of the way that Go for the Win interacts with Searing Glacial Storm, we destroy with Go for the Win at cost. So like I Searing Glacial Storm and put us both to 5. We've got 5 each. I form on Go for the Win, destroy my foundation, and then the ability says if my rival has more foundation than you, which they do. I only have 4 foundations, and you have 5.
Yep, and they have 5.
So I'll build my 2 back. It just means that I get to push that much further because we do play. I mean, 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff. Like
it's definitely big 5 diff energy.
Yeah, but I mean, but they're all worth it. They're all super worth it. And so like,
yeah, they're all
play
super strong.
A bunch of more foundations as we continue the game is really good. So I don't know if you want to increase these numbers, but I'm pretty sure that I'm playing 3 of all of them, and then it feels good to sideboard in the Capture Evildoers just like literally.
Just at 65, I'd like to stay at 65. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It starts getting real chunky when you go up to 70.
So let's talk about the foundations that we're playing. Triple Making Stand, mandatory. I'm not a fan of Ice Gliding personally. I like other cards that aren't this card. Like I'd play the 4th Calling for Backup or the 4th Arrogant before I played the Ice Glidings. What success have you seen with this
card? With Ice Gliding?
Mm-hmm.
It's good as far as, because I am able to block almost everything because I have a good spread, but I don't like having to commit it. So I see what you're saying on that. And if I could get away with not running it and still be able to block, it would be fine. Because, I mean, to be honest, it's just my speed hate for the deck versus, that and the one of.
Right.
Frozen and the one of defrosting. I mean, the one of defrosting. That's really all I have for speed hate. Other than that, it's just, And like I say, speed is the killer in this game. It's not always the damage. It's just the speed. If you can't block it, you're gonna die. So
yeah. I mean, we have Heroic Lineage, right? As the other speed hate that we get to put on. And I'd rather see Heroic over defrosting like any day. I personally don't think that we can play defrosting in this deck because of Searing.
Right. That's why it's a one of. I got a 96% chance if I played it on turn 1, but I usually don't. And a lot of games I don't even see it. So if we lose it, we lose it. Right. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I'd rather see something along the lines of League Interview to keep our foundation count up. It's really good on block. It is also pseudo speed hate because it counts as 2 foundations.
Yep, true. I had it in there originally. I think it's a really good card. Plus you get the +1.
Correct. Yeah. So it says that you're Searing Glacial Storms. If you check a 3, you only have to commit the 1 foundation to do so.
Right.
And it puts more cards in your discard pile for Sugar Rush to work, as well as Frigid Heatwave.
True.
Yeah, just turn those cards on just a little bit quicker.
Rebel. Yeah. And then we get closer to Rebel, being able to commit foundations and draw cards.
Yeah, commit from Hellflame and draw cards with Rebel. Love that. Love that. Drowning in Resentment. How do you feel about it?
Drowning in Resentment, it's okay at best. It's really there because of the block zone.
Okay.
And the fact that I can commit it and still give +2 damage to my moves.
Right. I have this card as 2 more copies of Frozen because there are some times where the stun 4 is actually better for you offensively. Like we've both built to 10 foundations, right? I will have double Frozen out and then the stun 4 off of Giant Ice Wall Searing, or like stun 6 off of Giant Ice Wall into use its ability into Todoroki into Searing, right? Like there's just like a ton of stun. And then just melt your whole stage with just the Frozen. So on one ability, I still have 10 cards or 8 cards because I've double Frozen, and you have literally nothing. And now the thing that I +2/+2 and then +2/+4 is going to +3 stun 1 or +2 or like whatever is going to just melt you. As well as it helps me stay out of deadlock if I'm not finding my gas, which is not a thing that should normally happen inside of this deck. Normally we should be good.
Yeah, like I say, I'm down for whatever, and it's just a ton of playtesting the rest of this week until Saturday.
Yeah. So, with your permission, I want to take Drowning out, and I want to put in double Frozen again.
Go for it.
Yeah. Drowning's
like I say, I don't use it a lot. It's there. It happens sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't happen.
Right.
I rarely ever get to go -2 to your, because unless it's a 1.3 million volts and you're dead by then anyway. So
right.
What's 2 damage off that card?
I think taking Arrogant and putting it down to a 2 of and Heroic back up to 3 might be the right call. Yeah, this is spam and a 6 check, but like this speed hate / the extra bonus damage we always guarantee off of Todoroki, Heroic turns Todoroki into a Sugar Rush.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, so I had it at 3 earlier, but I moved it down to 2 to make room for irrefutables.
Yeah, I think changing these 2 numbers is probably the right call. Our blocks technically get worse, but all in our deck we're trying to do is block once anyways, and 9 times out of 10 it's an Ice Storm block to just end the attack turn and then be done with it,
Yep, true.
Yeah. Irrefutable is great, Revel is great, Stronger is great. Nervous Habit. How do we fit this card in here? It could be like a 2 of, and we keep 1 Ice Gliding as like some spicy tech or something,
Yeah, I mean, if we need to kill Ice Gliding, we can. It's gonna, I lose a spam off of it, but I gain speed, so.
You gain speed that you don't have to commit a foundation for, which if we're playing with 5 foundations, committing a foundation is a death sentence.
It's terrible.
We cannot commit one.
Yeah, there's times that I've played that I'm just like, man, I can't do anything else because I'm too committed. Like I'm not safe anymore. 100%. So yeah, I'm down. Cut the Ice Glidings all the way out if we need to.
Okay, so let's cut those out. I'm going to put Nervous Habit in at a 2 of, and I do want to put 1 spam back in. And so the answer is either, if you feel like you are not getting enough defense, we could play Clever Distraction at the 4, or if you want to have more draw power, you just play Calling for Backup at the 4 to rebuild back out that stage, right? I think Calling for Backup is such an important key tool inside of Todoroki because the magical Christmas land of Searing Glacial Storm it's the best poke in the game. You just we're both at 8 foundations, or I'm at 5 foundations, you're at 8 foundations. I slam Searing Glacial Storm and then build 4. And then look at my opponent and go, you're not going to kill me. It doesn't matter if this thing hit or not. You have 5 foundations and you've sculpted an attack hand. You can't kill me off of it. You check bad 1 time and your turn's over. Not to mention the Ice Storm block, right?
Yep.
This card just lets you build more after that thing, and it has the magical F word at the beginning, flip. And so we use the resource, we yeet it out of our stage with Searing, and we don't feel bad about it. Right.
Yeah. I look at the flips in this game as it's once per game, basically. Right. You're hardly ever going to see it again. So even if you cycle, if you're in that long of a game, you're going to time. You're not going to get value off of it. So yeah, I look at everything as a flip. It's used once, get rid of it. I can stick to 5, build out to 7, 8. Right. You're still stuck over there wondering what the hell do I do next?
Correct. Which is why it's either Calling or Clever Distraction for this slot.
Yeah, I like to draw, so draw cards is good.
Yeah, drawing cards is fun.
Calling it is.
Blocking is for lamos. Still at 65. Our block zones look really even. The only thing that I think we're missing difference-wise is I'm playing Double League and you're playing Defrosting. But if you like Defrosting as a card, I think you should keep it and don't put in the League. I'm down for it.
I mean, we can try League. I mean, like I said, I'll be testing. So if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I see the value in it both ways.
Yeah.
So, and like I say, the one of it, I already see it.
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry. I was talking over you.
No, you're good. I said the Defrosting, I rarely see it. It's one of those cards that if I see it, great. If I don't see it, no big deal.
Yeah.
You take the Defrosting out and you want to throw 2 of them in and go to 66. I don't think I'll die. I think I can shuffle it still.
Fair. I'm going to actually leave Defrosting in, right? Because I'm not going to just hand over my exact list. And so I will leave this League interview in the sideboard. And if you feel like Defrosting is not putting enough work, I think this is the thing to try it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No worries.
Let me go look just one more time through some fire stuff to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I don't think that I am. Forcing Surrender, we've got at the 3 of, right? Right? Oh, you're at a 4 of. Wow, what a man.
That card, I tell you what I wish I had was a ranged fire attack that actually was a combo. So I could use that forcing to kill momentum too.
Right. That would be
just picking a card out of the card pool. But maybe next set.
We can hope. All us Todoroki mains. Oh, I know what attack that I'm missing that you're not playing. That's where I'm at. I'm actually playing more attacks than you because I'm crazy.
Attacks are good. Yeah, I'm down to go 21, 22. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm playing the 1 extra Searing Glacial, and then I'm playing double Nitro Explosion Ignition.
Yeah.
It's a 4 diff 1 mid block, 5 high for 4. So it's a 6 high for or 7 high for 6 with stun 2. And if on my attack turns, when I only have 5 foundations, I just remove them from my card pool. I'll play another 4 diff and then remove this one, and like it didn't count towards progressive.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It is in my. It lives in my Bakugo deck.
Fair. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that we could really want to play. Like we could talk about like a 1 of encouragement to like help your aggro turns, but I don't think that's necessary. I think League Interview is probably just gonna do that job better.
Right.
To make things on the front end a little cleaner. We could look at maybe taking 1 Self Assured out just because of the 4 check and try to find like maybe a 4th latent skill takes up that block zone slot. But I think Self Assured's like a damn good card, so like I get not doing that.
Yeah, the ability to just be able to go, I'm gonna commit this card just so I can block it as a mid and breaker to you. It's it's too good. Plus the draw, and I want to see it. I want to see it at least once in each game. Right.
So. All in all, man, I mean, you're like 99, 98% the deck that I'm trying to take to Vegas. So like if I told you I thought the deck wasn't good, then it would be the most disingenuous statement of all time. I think
it's a terrible deck, man. Come on, it's terrible. It's only the best fire cards there are, pretty much all in one spot.
Yeah, everybody at home, there's no reason for you to be testing against this deck. It's not going to do nothing out there. So. With that, man, is there anything in here that you vehemently hate, vehemently disagree with that we've put in?
No, man, I see the value in all of it. Like I said, we can actually put League in. Just take the defrosting out. Let's put the League in and just see where it goes from there.
At a 1 or a 2, your choice.
Let's start it at a 1, then if I need to, I'll go up to 2.
Sounds good. Still at this 65 number. Our blocks are beautiful, and it's where we're at. Any questions for me? Anything else?
No, man. Can't wait to meet up and eat some pizza.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. When is that happening? It's gonna be Friday.
Friday.
The 3rd, right?
Yep, the 3rd.
At
5 o'clock.
Something pizza. What's it called? Pizza Palace.
It's something in the Virgin.
Yeah, Pizza Planet.
Yeah, it's what it's gonna be while we're there. Pizza Planet.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I will catch you next time. Okay. Thank you for the support on Patreon. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you this list. Okay.
Will do.
Peace.